Ich war kein Footballcast, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, that action won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to another live episode of the Light the Torch podcast, and we have the full cast here today. It's been a long time since we've had the full cast, so everyone in the chat should treasure this moment at this point. So, so it's just a kind of a plain Sunday morning or Sunday for USC football news. It's going to be kind of a light show, but we do got some updates coming at you guys here. So we'll be talking about some things going on with our offensive line, our offensive line eligibility. We got some recruiting updates for Guns, and then we're going to do a preview, just like a too early preview for the Georgia Southern game, the game that everyone is marking down at this point. But let's go ahead and get the boys in here. So we got B. Jones to my right. How's it going, B. Jones, with his sunglasses over here doing his best USCJ impersonation? How's it going, B. Jones?
Everything's good, man.
All right, and then we got Guns in the bottom right corner. How's it going, Guns?
Doing good.
How's CFB 26 treating you?
It's going well. All
right. And then we got Mr. Raul Chains over here. How's it going, Raul?
Feeling icy for some reason. I don't know.
All right. So it's Sunday the 13th. What do we got to talk about today? Let's talk about the DJ Wingfield news that we just received. What was it on Friday? Was it Friday that we received that news?
Thursday, Friday. Definitely around there, yeah.
So DJ Wingfield is apparently currently ineligible for the 2025 season. So he's actually hired a lawyer to sue the NCAA to try to get his eligibility right. Is that correct?
It's not official, so he hasn't been denied. He just hasn't been granted. He's still awaiting the news, basically.
Okay, so but it's pretty much is it pretty much guaranteed that he's going to be ineligible if he doesn't sue the NCAA?
According to what we're hearing, he will be granted the eligibility, yes.
All right. But real quick, before I get everyone else's thoughts about it, shout outs to Kristen here for the $5 dono. I'm here, fellas. Let the show begin. All right, so give us your thoughts, B. Jones, on what's going on with this.
So based on everything that I've read, shout out to Connor Morissette. I think it was him who pretty much said, in a nutshell, that everything should be fine. You should get approved. But let's just say he does not. Where do we go from here? That's the question, right? So then my immediate thought is, remember I asked you guys in group chat, has anyone heard of, what's the status of Michael Benuelos' health? He's kind of been a little forgotten about, since his injuries. But every time he's gotten the game, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
From what I remember, So that's a big question for me. What is Michael Benuelos' health, or do we move one of our tackles? We have 3 tackles that we're very comfortable with. Do we kick one inside, or what would be the move? But what's you guys' thoughts on that?
Yes, it's interesting because I don't know what he's had injuries like 2 seasons in a row, right?
Yeah.
Just the 22 season.
Oh,
he got hurt with New Mexico, but he's had 2 years of JUCO level, right? So he's got the injury redshirt that he can use. He's got the JUCO factor, right? With same thing with the Carls. So I'm very confused why he hasn't gotten it yet. But
Yeah. But that's just another reason why people hate the NCAA at this point. Like, they can't get anything right. What about you? Raul?
Yeah, I don't understand why it hasn't been granted. Because very similar situation to other players, not only the Carlos Nicholson, but just other players. I think one of the quarterbacks got granted. I can't remember his name, but I think he's the one that was one of the first players that got granted that. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate that it hasn't been approved. But from what the fellas are saying, that more than likely it's going to be a non-factor, and he should be granted eligibility for this upcoming season. But if he doesn't, well, yeah, what's the news with Michael Buñuelos? I mean, he's been injured since his freshman season, right? So how is he doing health-wise? Have you guys heard anything on him?
yeah, I haven't heard that he's not healthy. So I think all systems go for him.
Yeah, and then we also have Hayden Trader, also redshirt freshman. So who knows? Maybe he can. Or well, he's going to be. Is he? Did we recruit him as a tackle or?
I believe so, but I think he can move inside. I mean, I could even see one of the right tackles come inside if needed, as well. So I think there's some flexibility.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe a freshman could take that spot. But we also have Makai Sienna. I'm sure. I think Sienna could be a good guard, but he doesn't have the experience as some of the others have. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with it. But I'm not too worried about it. I have a feeling we'll be fine with the lawsuit. So it's just when they announce it, or when we decide to fight it alongside with him. So
another thing, I mean, he's projected starter, but that doesn't mean he was going to automatically be the starter. There's definitely still competition at that left guard position.
But wasn't he getting a lot of starting reps during spring?
Yeah. Like I said, that's projection. I mean, that's spring.
We're gelling pretty well by each other, so.
I mean, with that being said, I feel like we're going to be all right. If we felt like we needed somebody else, I fully believe Chad Bowden and staff would have gone after somebody aggressively during the portal window. So I think that the staff feels confident with what we have with our depth.
Right. Yeah, Hayden Trader is a guy who I've been pretty high on, coming in. I said, if he's healthy, last year he was dealing with some injuries. He might be making some noise this year in fall camp, man.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we want to kind of touch on that? Or anyone else in the chat have any thoughts about this here? Let's see. Jeff did mention that Trader was recruited to play guard, so that definitely could be a situation that we look into. And then
he also said that he's heard that Micah's good and healthy, so that's good to hear if that's the case.
Yeah. Let's see. Of course, they gave a fifth-year guy like Wingfield the reps in spring, and you don't want him to transfer out. Yeah, that is true.
I mean, he looked good during spring from what I saw. He like I said, it definitely I won't say it would hurt us. It wouldn't cripple us. It definitely hurt if he wasn't able to play this season. But definitely feel it. I won't say it hurt. But definitely feel it. We definitely need the depth on the interior line. Injuries happen. So, yeah, man. Sounds like everything's going to work out. Hopefully that's the case, man.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into just the quick recruiting update that we have for Guns here. So, go ahead and hit us with your recruiting updates.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me pretty well. But yeah, Monday we're gonna get a USC commit to a 5-star. A 3-star current commit will be a 4-star and in the top 150, and then a 4-star will creep into the 300 mark. Again, when you this is all coming from On3/Rivals, and just a heads up, when you start looking at these profiles, just reference the Rivals column. Not sure why they still have the On3 column there, but
Yeah.
so again, since July 1st, On3 has merged with Rivals, so that means Madden is now a 4-star, TomTom is now a 4-star, Bowman is now a 5-star, and I'm sure there's a few others there. So hopefully that helps everyone's ease. I know that's been a hot topic on social media in the past on why these kids are not higher, but yeah. So just keep a lookout. We don't know who. I have my suspicions. Could be Pepe. Maybe is going to be that 5-star. We'll see. But just good to see that we have some kids increasing. So
I just want to know what on threes, why they think he's a 3-star.
yeah.
Who, Tom?
No, Pepe.
Wait, they have Pepe as a 3-star?
Yes, and everyone
On3?
else has him at a 5-star.
He's a 4-star for On3. So I don't know
Really?
if they maybe just updated it.
They
But
must
yeah.
have just updated it because I remember seeing that they
Yeah,
were.
not too long
He was
ago.
a
Yeah.
he was a
Mhm.
3-star.
I think you're right too. But yeah, as of right now,
Yeah, that's insane.
he's a
All right, so then is anything else? Any other updates? Anything from Breck College? Any news about him, or just pretty much silent at this point?
yeah, just silent. Just gotta just wait to hear until we get some more news. But as of right now, again, it's going to be till December.
I was watching I think it was an On3 YouTube video that one of the Miami people were saying that it's a battle between Miami and Alabama, or was it either Miami
Georgia,
or
maybe.
Georgia? Yeah, Miami or Georgia for his for Breck. I was like,
Okay. They're one of the schools that's in the mix. We're more hearing USC, Miami. I'm personally not giving up on Georgia, but yeah, doesn't.
yes, yeah. I get Miami because of Cristobal. Cristobal's been he's been producing a lot of offensive linemen in the past year or so, and then with Georgia, I get it as well. They're a powerhouse all the time, so it is what it is. But I still don't see how he couldn't follow some of his friends that had been recruiting him. But sometimes that's not all that you need, really, though. So, do we want to go ahead and jump on to the Georgia Southern review preview right now and start talking about Mr. Hugs McGee over here?
What?
Let's do it.
All right, let's
Hey,
talk
who-
about Mr.
who is
Hug. That I'm not going to say his name, Helton.
You're not gonna say his name, Helton.
I didn't want to, but you made me say his name. You're like, who? Like, how do you not know who Hugs is?
Look, that dude got so many nicknames, man. I don't keep up with all of them.
He's always hugging his players on the sideline, especially the big linemen. So, all right. So, second game, the previous game we talked about was Missouri State. Now we're going to be talking about our good old pal Clay Helton and his Georgia Southern Eagles. And yeah, there's not much to say about him. His team is just how it is. It's a Clay Helton around team. They were middle of the pack. And what division are they in?
Sunbelt.
Sunbelt. They were 8-5. They lost big to like the only big powerhouse team that they played, which was Ole Miss. They lost 52-13. So other than that, they hung tight with Boise State, which is kind of interesting. Like they lost 56-45, but I don't know. What do you guys? Give us your thoughts, B. Jones, on this game.
Um, yeah. So based on everything I'm hearing, this is definitely a Clay Helton team. Offense looks decent, you know what I mean, but defense not so much. So with that being said, they do have some big body receivers over there. One Marcus Sanders and like another guys, Camden Mays and excuse me, Camden Brown and Carmelo Mays. Those seem to be some of the top performing guys that are returning. Um, yeah, I mean that's typical. We know how Clay Helton likes to run his offense, man. So uh, I thought I heard someone mention earlier that they're getting the red zone.
Yeah, but it's in the Sun Belt.
I was gonna say that, but do they even see the red zone this game? This
They
is one
better.
of those things, man, where I feel like we will just overpower them in the trenches. I mean, they may not even pass the 50. You know what I mean, it should be one of those games, man. It should be one of those games where we get a lot of experience for our younger guys, right? So especially, I definitely want to see that in the secondary too, man. We got a lot of young guys in the secondary that need some reps, need some experience. So hopefully we get that with some, get them some reps against some big bodies.
Yeah. What about you, Raul?
Yeah, I mean, Helton has experience as a coach now, right? He's going into his at least 9th year, I want to say. So
As a head coach, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, wish him a good season at Georgia Southern, but obviously he's gonna get overpowered with this USC team. He's gonna realize what a true USC team should look like, and I'm curious if he's gonna bring out popsicles for his team out on the sidelines. I'm expecting it probably be a hot day, so I'm wondering if he's keeping his connections with the ice cream truck or whatnot. So, but now jokes aside, I do expect this USC team to dominate that game. Hopefully, we get to see a lot of third string by the fourth quarter. I want to see Houston Longstreet out there get some experience and see what he looks like. Heward as well, just in case we suffer any injuries on the QB position, knock on wood. But just want to see the other backup quarterbacks in that game for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Guns?
Yeah, I mean, I'll save most of my stuff for when we definitely get closer to that game. But I mean, they won 11 conference titles over their FBS career. They were FCS prior, way back, and they supposedly won 6 natties. So that's kind of cool that I saw. Our guy Clay Helton, he's 20-19 there, so pretty much 500 ball. But from what we've read and heard, he's projected to win their conference for the Sun Belt. People are saying this is going to be one of their best teams, and like our guy Ragland said, their quarterback's returning. He's a mobile guy. I know our history in the past. Again, it's a different team, but just history-wise, we haven't done well against mobile guys. So it's going to be, just interested to see how we do against that, which I think we'll do good enough. But yeah, again, I hope we put up 50 and again show them who's the real USC team.
Yeah. When I hear mobile quarterback, it gives me just like flashbacks, and it's not great. But when it comes to Georgia Southern, like Kristen did say that they did hang a little bit with Boise and everything, but their total offense was tied for 90th in the country. They were just averaging 365 yards total, and their rushing offense was awful. It was 101st in the nation, which surprisingly, like I thought Clay Helton liked to run the ball more, but they were pretty bad. Their passing offense was pretty. It was middle of the road, 53rd in the nation. Scoring offense 69, total defense, complete garbage. They were 115, so they gave up 428 yards a game. Rushing defense, 95th total overall. Passing yards was 119th. So, the fact that you say that they're going to be better is going to be interesting, especially being in the Sun Belt conference. They were playing teams like South Alabama, Old Dominion, and James Madison, Marshall, but when they actually had to play a good team like Ole Miss, they would get slaughtered. So, and then Nevada, they barely squeaked out a win against them. So, I'm not too worried about them, but I want to embarrass Clay. I want him to be embarrassed. I want him to rethink his coaching career. I know he's a nice guy, but.
So with that being said, let me ask you guys, where's the vibe going to be like in the Coliseum? Is Clay Helton going to get booed? Do we see a lot of former Helton era players come back for that game? We're going to see him on the sidelines.
I don't know about that.
I feel like he'll definitely get a lot of boos and a couple F-bombs maybe.
From you?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying, depending on, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of disgruntled fans out there because of the misery that, we USC fans suffered through the Helton era. So,
yeah, I think he'll get some boos from the crowd, if the crowd recognizes who he is at this point. But I don't know.
To his defense, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. I don't know why we kept him so long. They should have got rid of him a long time ago. I could understand the hire. Just you want a good guy because of all the stuff that was going on or whatnot. But after the third year, they could have just, all right, we cleaned enough. Let's get somebody else.
If they wanted a good guy, they could have kept Ed Orgeron.
I know about that, but
well, everyone loved him.
I mean,
a lot of people loved
Helton
as the offensive coordinator, at least.
Yeah, but Ed Orgeron, he
won a national championship.
I mean, he's not a bad. I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm saying I don't know if he carries the same image as Clay Helton. What is it? The faith, family, and football, or what is this? What's his motto?
Yeah, faith, family, football.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all well and good. But
I agree with you, bro. I don't really understand why we would hate Clay Helton. You know what I mean? Just for him not being good at his job. What was he supposed to do? Turn the job down?
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't.
I don't hate him. I'm like, I wanted him gone. Now that he's gone, it's like, hey, wish you the best out there at Georgia Southern.
Right.
You would kill it out there. You got a ton of experience out here. You got Georgia as a recruiting region. Yeah, Georgia produces good players, so I'm sure they got solid, underrated kids.
For sure. You can always find athletes down south, man. Some big bodies for sure. So he's I think he's in a good spot. I think it's very fitting for him.
Yeah.
As a coach.
That area feels like a Clay Helton kind of environment for him. But Anthony James has a hot take, I guess. Did Helton do better than Sark and Kiffin? I mean, Kiffin had sanctions. He had sanctions behind him, so he was already at a disadvantage for himself. And Sark was in a dark spot.
Helton's best years were with Sark's players that he recruited.
Say that again?
Helton's best years was with Sark's players.
Yeah.
So
you're not wrong.
We can kill that right there.
So what would you guys rank those out of those three coaches? Where would you rank them in terms of their success at USC?
Well, success.
That's
That's the thing though. Ronald Jones, Sam Darnold, all the like we have great players that Helton acquired, or
Yeah.
So he did good with players that weren't his, just kind of like what the head coach for Notre Dame, can't remember his name at that point, but it just his success was based on the athletic ability, not his coaching style.
Yeah, I could see that. Sam Darnold definitely prolonged his career at USC for sure.
Let's see.
Hey, somebody harassing you in the comments, man.
Who,
Think
me?
them.
Yeah, you bitch.
See, Kristen, I'm not the only. Why is it
I'm
always
probably
on
gonna
me
go
having
that.
to do this? I have three other co-hosts here that can do the exact same thing.
Hey, I can't be an O lineman. I already said I'm a kicker, so
Get that 40 under 6 seconds. I don't know. Like I'm not focused on running anymore. That was old me. I'm more about lifting at this point.
hey, but I'll
Oh,
say this:
New
like,
challenge.
Jen, you didn't pull a hammy or anything, so I'll give you props. You finished the 40.
There you go.
And hey, Kristen, why aren't you coming at Raul over here?
Hey, what are you coming in to fight on, Kristen? Ignore Blackie Chan, man.
Okay. Yeah, you guys
But
you guys magically forget that Raul made a promise too, but
hey,
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I think I'll bring
I'll
it up.
get to it. All right, we'll get to it at the end of the show. Let's go
Yeah.
on with the show. But I agree with Jeff Rodriguez. Kiffin's biggest sin was probably waiting too long to fire his dad.
yeah, Monty.
Yeah, that's not an easy decision to make, but you're right.
Yeah, but if it's your job in the balance, come on.
It's like
But-
I'm gonna fire the guy that taught me everything about what I know about football.
True.
That's tough.
But
But-
then also Lincoln Riley almost had the same issue as well with keep Alex Grinch.
Right.
I feel like his dad should have made the comment like, "Hey, I'm not trying to like make you sink out here. Let me just step to the side. You don't even have to make that decision." I think that should have happened, but
Who was the DC after him when he got fired? Was it Todd?
Kristen
Yeah.
will probably know it, or Jeff. I can't
Probably.
think right now.
I cannot think off the top of my head right now.
But yeah,
You good, Preston?
yeah. Shout out to Preston here. And then let's see what is one area that you guys think that, or I don't even know too much about Georgia's Southern, so I can't really say where I feel like they're actually going to be decent at. But I don't know. I just think that this game should be over by, of course, the third quarter, even maybe the half. I don't know, but I just
they got some pretty decent receivers, and they range from about 6'3" to 6'5". Some big bodies up there. And they're pretty athletic. So, like I say, you can always find some underrated talent in the South, man. So, I expect them to have some quality guys on the outside. I think the difference would be in the trenches, which is always the difference. Each division and each FBS to FBS, man, that's usually the difference. Is trench play.
Yeah, Kristen is right about that, but hey, still, you need to be able to coach them up too as well. I guess I don't know. He had a lot of that offense was stacked though, so I can't blame him. Let's see,
Jeff brought up a good point here.
What'd you say, Roll?
No, I'm saying that Jeff brought up a good point right here with the comment you brought up.
Yeah, I want to see Riley actually adapt in game and through the season. Yeah.
Because go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go for it.
I was gonna say that. I mean, he's been slow to adapt, but he's fixed every mistake he's done. So I do got confidence in, belief that he's gonna learn some of the mistakes he's done in the past and adapt throughout the season. Say, I can't wait this long this time around. Need to make a change sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
At least that's my thinking. Hopefully that's the case whenever he needs to do in-game adjustments. But the responsibility can't just fall on him. He definitely has to have somebody, help him out throughout the game as well. Say, hey, what do you think of this or whatnot? But and I know he's the head coach and he has the final say, but somebody's got to help him out there.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. His Lincoln's situation was like, whenever he would find success in the run game, he would just instantly go away from it. Like he would have like one big run or like good drives where the rush, the running attack was doing great, and then he would quickly just go right back to pass happy. He'd get like a 10-yard rush, get a good first down, and then on first down he would go straight back to throwing the ball, which makes no sense. Anthony James says Purdue included they small 10, not Big 10. I'm confused on this.
What are you referring to, Anthony?
Jeff says he needs a trusted voice that will hold him accountable.
That
And
right
who
there.
could be that voice? Do we have somebody on the staff right now that can be that guy?
Do we have have you heard anything about not a mentor? What do we call it?
Oh, you said read previous comment. Let's see here. Is it this? We need to run down these first three teams. A warm up for Big Ten play. Is that the comment you're talking about?
He said except for Purdue, which is small.
Okay. I get it now. I get it.
Absolutely.
But going back to that voice that Jeff brought up in the comment section, do you guys think we have somebody in the staff that can hold them accountable like that?
I really don't know. Like
Hope so.
maybe like not when I'm looking at the staff, I'm not seeing like a real tenured like head coach that or like maybe someone that's a analyst, but not seeing anything like that. Maybe Rob Ryan, but I don't know about that. So there's really no one. Maybe there's really no person that will actually that I can see being the one to hold him accountable for being a head coach.
Yeah, I don't see anyone on the defensive side.
Yeah, I mean,
Come to talk to him, so accountable, and that's no one.
right.
Yeah, which I don't know. It would have been nice if we would have had Pete Carroll on the staff in some kind of capacity. I think he would have been a good person to be able to like pick his brain or whatever. So, but yeah.
Hey, Pete Carroll's at Oakland now or Vegas with the Raiders. I mean, so
he could probably just drop into one of his classes at USC since he's still teaching there.
yeah.
So
I mean,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say that you keep Pete Carroll's name out your mouth, BC. Don't even think about it, man. Us Raider fans have suffered too long already. We need some type of positive vibes going into this season.
Jeff says Riley is the biggest factor this year. My hot take, not Maava, not the O-line, not the defense.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just we just still need to see it, right? Obviously, that's not something we're going to see until the season. He's not going to be able to prove anything until then. But he has to be willing to run the ball.
Yeah.
And stick to the run when it's working. That's just a must for him, or it's just going to cost him everything this year if he doesn't. You know what I mean? So,
And then Guns brought up a good point last time on the chat, guys, on Discord when he was talking to us regarding his his splits between running and passing plays. That's right when he was at Oklahoma.
Yeah, those numbers go.
Maybe you can bring that up if you still have them. But I know you brought up a good point.
But yeah, he definitely. I mean, it's something that we've said on the show numerous times last year, anyway. But as we pull up the numbers here, but yeah, he definitely ran the ball more at Oklahoma. He was more comfortable running the ball. I think it was Jay Walker brought up the point though, the Travis Dye thing. I think that was what happened. There's a turning point there for Lincoln. You know, he kind of felt some guilt about that injury. You know, so yeah, you know, kind of shifted to throwing the ball a little more. What's your guys' thoughts on that? Think that had something to do with it?
Like, I mean, that's a nice theory to have, but you still got to have faith that you're putting your players in the right position. You can't be scared to make these calls as a head coach. So if that's what was going through his mind, then it's a little concerning in that aspect. But you gotta utilize every aspect of the game. You can't just be timid on certain areas. So that's going to be his downfall if he has that mindset when it comes to running the ball. He's afraid that they're going to get hurt and it's going to alter their lives. This is football. Any play can happen. A lot of these players get hurt in practice. So it's not like it's always going to be – it's not just that in game is where you're going to get hurt. It can happen just doing the most mundane things.
Yep.
I feel like, you know, it just comes down to the O-line play. You just had no confidence on that O-line, and you should have corrected that a long time ago. Like, as soon as that first season ended with, like, Caleb's last season, where we didn't have an O-line, you should have gone all out trying to get a better O-line through the transfer portal and maybe get rid of Hansen a long time ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. He does have an issue with holding on to people too long that aren't serving his purpose. But it's not like we didn't try. As far as the transfer portal, we brought in the guy from Florida who ended up retiring from football. Was it Ethan White? What was his name?
Yeah.
And there was another transfer, I can't even remember his name right now, that just didn't work out. Outside of Haskins, he's the only one that we brought in that was even serviceable.
And do you guys blame our NIL for that, or do you guys blame Hansen? I feel like it was more Hansen.
I said both.
Yeah. I think it both would be a good thing to blame when it came to some of these players, but at this point now we don't have that kind of excuse.
Yeah.
And I know Hansen left this season on his own, but do you guys think he kind of saw the writing on the wall and be like, I think probably gonna get let go? It's time for me to make the change.
Kind of pushed out.
Yeah, probably got pushed out. He probably was told either you leave or you're going to get fired. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I would say, like, going back to B. Jones's point about the Travis Dye. I mean, I think it's multiple things, right? I think the Dye is a small factor. I think O lineman is a factor. Again, because even with Caleb Williams as our quarterback in 23, we only attempted the ball to 28 times a game. That was his lowest, or is his lowest throughout his whole head coaching career. That's not good. Caleb Williams can run the ball, right? So I think there's definitely just multiple factors on why he just doesn't want to run the ball more than what he did in the past.
And if that really impacted him, like, he's got to get that mentality out of his brain, like, as soon as possible, because that's why you got multiple players. Use more than just one, and anybody can get injured at any time, like Blackie Chan mentioned. So,
right, and that's why I think we have such a deep running back room now. I mean, so it looks as if, you know, things are going to go in that direction. That he learned his lesson, and, you know, he realizes that we need to run the ball more. Yeah, that's the way it looks so far. Just the way this roster is being constructed, The way our running back room is set up, it looks that that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Of course,
Well, I still hope he sticks to like one running back at a time or so. Like I don't want so much rotation because that definitely cools down players. So like I definitely I still want to see B Jack a lot, but like if Wayman is having a game of his life, like why substitute him unless he's really tired and he's just had a huge play or whatever. Like he needs to have a rhythm. You can't just keep taking people out of their rhythm.
I hear what you're saying, but seasons are longer now as well. So
yeah,
it's something that you got to.
It is true, but like rhythms are a thing, though. Like
no, for sure, absolutely. Feed the hot hand is what I say. You know what I mean? So, I think it'll be. This is just my personal belief. I believe it'll be Waymo and B-Jack as a 1-2 punch, and Eli Sanders will be more of a gadget guy, or of a used more of as a weapon on the outside.
Yeah. Jeff is saying that Riley was running 60% of the time at OU.
What you got, Guns? I think Guns has the numbers, right?
Guns?
Oh, yeah, he's pretty much 55, 60%. Yep.
Okay.
And that was throughout his entirety career at OU as a head coach.
Yeah, he was running the ball more than passing the ball until he got to USC is when he started passing the ball more than running the ball, at least from an attempts perspective.
Well, we'll see. This probably will be his best roster to date, I feel like. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this goes. So.
Yeah. All right.
Jeff says first year with Caleb was like 47%.
So they're going down since.
All right. Is there anything else we want to add on to this?
Paulie has a comment here.
Oh, sorry.
Paulie. The only last thing I'll say, I would hope at least get back to the 22 year, right? Ideally, you want to get back to the OU years in terms of running the ball more, but at least get to 50-50 if you're gonna do something. So,
Kristen wants to say something. Send a link.
Do you think he'll join in faster than last time? That was pretty quick last time that he chose.
Yeah, dude entered real quick.
But before Kristen talks, what is Paulie's comment?
He says, I don't know how much he will impact this year, but Harry Dalton is the real deal, gentlemen. Fight on and got nothing but love for y'all. Guys, take care, man. Happy Sunday. Appreciate it, man.
No, he is. He definitely is. King is also good too, man. Who flew under the radar. Not much talk about him, but Raul.
And Jeffy is that Wildcat guy. Yep, You're correct. He was running the Wildcat in high school.
Is that the or is that the running back we were talking about?
He was the quarterback, yeah, but he was basically running the ball. He was moving.
But is that the running back that we were like, who's that guy?
Yep.
Oh yeah, man.
King Miller.
No. He wasn't at spring. That's King Miller.
I was talking about King Miller. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. King Miller's the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got our boy in here. We got Kristen. How's it going, Kristen?
What's good, fellas?
What up, Chris?
How's it going, Kristen?
Nothing, man. I just wanted to end on this to put another perspective on this and the run pass ratio and what happened with coming to SC. If we look at the totality of it at OU, right? If you look at the offensive linemen they had, and they were putting in the league year in and year out, right? Compared to what we have had, it's not even close. Not only that, they were in the Big 12. There were two teams in the Big 12, OU and Texas. Everyone else was pretty bad, and nobody in the Big 12 played any defense, right? Every Big 12 game that you watched through those seasons, I don't care who it is. They were all putting up 50, 60 points. All games were just all offense, no defense, right? So he wasn't playing. I mean, if you look at it last year, I mean, we played 7 teams that was in the top 10 of defense in some category. If it wasn't overall defense, it was run defense, it was pass defense, and etc. So like we have to get out of this notion of what happened in the Big 12 because no one they were allergic to playing defense there, right? Oh, you didn't even play defense in that league. No one played any defense. And what happened when he came to USC, because our defense was so bad, we had to score every time we got the ball. And I hate to say it, but Caleb Williams gave us that best chance. Like, if we didn't score on a possession, I mean, it was a good chance we would have lost, right? Because our defense was so bad that the pressure was on to score every drive. Not only that, at OU, because they wasn't playing top end talent week in and week out, they were blowing these teams out. So by second quarter, third quarter, the game was out of hand and they would run more. It wasn't that he was calling more runs as far as game planning and things like that. It was because, the score was out of hand already. They had such big leads. And not only that, you look at all the quarterbacks that he had, uh, I mean, they were fast, right? You had Jalen Hurts, you had Kyler Murray. Baker wasn't the fastest, but he kept it a lot. And we're saying that we're looking at our run results in attempts and saying we should have more attempts. But we don't know that when he's calling these zone reads, that Miller Moss and Maeva wasn't making the right read and just not keeping it. Because in those runs at OU, a good chunk of that accounted was the QB keeping the ball and running it, right? And so it's like, okay, are these quarterbacks making the right read? Are they keeping it or are they throwing it out? Because in the zone read, you got a quick option. You can throw the slant as well. So are they making the correct reads? So all of that goes into the account. And the other fact is too that at heart he's an air raid offensive coordinator, offensive mindset, right? So when things get tight and you're behind the sticks, like an air raid guy, their first instinct is not to, all right, it's first and 10. My offensive lineman done jumped off sides, even though we just ran for 10 yards. Now we behind the sticks. We on first and 15, but consistently all game we're hit or miss with our run game, and we're getting negative. Even though we got 10 yards, the next 5 plays we getting tackled for losses, so we're getting 1 yard. Now it's first and 15. We behind the stick. Their first instinct is going, I got to throw my way out of it, right? A bubble screen, something to try to get back ahead of the sticks. So, I agree at times because he has that air raid philosophy that when it gets tight, he's going to revert back to what he is, right? That's all coaches do that. They're going to revert back to what they know, what they feel comfortable with, and bread and butter. And that's why I say the one thing that can help him is if we can get some consistent play out the offensive line. I don't care who you are, what quarterback you got, what running back you got. The game of football starts up front with the offense and defensive line. And if you can't win at the offense and defensive line, I don't care who your coach is, who calling plays, who you got throwing the ball, who you got running. You in for a long day. It's the game starts at the line of scrimmage, and you have to win at the line of scrimmage. But the best thing that helped Riley out more than somebody being in the ear is the offensive line. It's like I said before, it's consistently being able to get 3 and 4 yards. Like if you look at those teams who ran the ball against us, it wasn't that they were breaking for 60 yards, 70 yards. What they were doing is every time they ran the ball, they were getting 3 and 4 yards, right? So then they were in 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 3rd and 3, then going forward on fourth down, on 4th and 1, because they're able to get 3 and 4 yards consistently. We weren't able to do that. We was able to hit big, right? And then the next 4 or 5 runs, we get negative plays on the run ground. So when you have a coach that's air raid, to him, when it gets tight, oh yeah, he's gonna throw it out because he's saying we can't consistently run the ball. I mean, look how many times we was on the goal line and we tried to run the ball against Washington, against UCLA, right? and our offensive line just didn't show up. You know, you can't be on the goal line and your running back getting hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and it's second and third and goal like that. That can't happen, right? When you say run the ball is like Penn State, like Minnesota. That like we can run it. You know we gonna run it, and you can't stop us from running it,
Yeah.
right? We can run the ball when we want to run the ball, right? We ain't gotta do no trick plays. We ain't gotta do reverses. You know what I'm saying? To do those things, like we can just line up, wheel against wheel, man against man, and we gonna beat y'all. We can get 2 yards whenever we want to on the ground. That's the type of running game that we need to have to get to. And they're saying Riley didn't adapt. Riley and Lynn watching those games, they adapted. It just took them a long time to adapt. I mean, let's be honest. There are times on defense we came out and played much better in the second half, and even offensively, it's like it just took us too long to adjust in the game. But you, as a coach, you have to come in the game. This is my game plan. But everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. What are you gonna do after that? So you got to come in with like, this is what we want to do, and then if they stop that, this is our counter off of that. If they do this, this is what next. This is you have to adjust. This is what we got to do. And a lot of times last season we didn't adjust to the second half. We didn't figure it out till late on both sides of the ball. And I feel like why did it take us so long to adjust and do those things? But he adjusted because if you look at the beginning of the season to the end of the season, you'll see the second half of the season we start going a lot of 11 and 12 man personnel, right? Which means due to the offensive line, we start bringing in two tight ends. We start leaving tight ends and running backs in to help block on the edges, right? Those are adjustments. And then if you look at the season as we go on, and Guns, you can look at the numbers, but I've looked as well. I'm not gonna come on here shooting blanks, right? If you look at the second half, look at the run attempts and how it went up in the second half, right? Like with Wisconsin, Rutgers, Notre Dame, all them games going up there, we start going from like 27, 28 runs to getting up to 37 runs, right? Even against the Texas A&M game, we were down, and guess what brought us back in the game? And we all were surprised, and nobody's giving him just due. He ran the ball, even though we didn't even run the ball great. But that's what it got us back in the game. We had 33 rushes against Texas A&M and only had like 102 yards. You do the math. That's not a great average. But he continued to run the ball and feed B. Jack, who was getting 3 yards here, 4 yards here, giving them body blows, and that's what got us back in the game. So I think this year, expect to see the run more because as we've seen, it's like he learned as he went. And Ryan says it all the time. It takes him a little longer, but as the season went on, he started running. Our attempts to run went up, and I think it's going to continue into next season.
Yeah, I mean, we do expect him to run the ball a lot more this year. Our O-line, I feel like, is going to do well. I don't know how elite they'll be, but I do think we make a jump from last year. And what I mean by that, Christian, it's like what you said. When we want to run the ball, we're going to be able to run the ball. So that's what I do expect. I do agree with you. When we wanted to run the ball and we needed to run the ball, we would get stuff. And I brought it up on our chat previous times. Every time we needed to go for a run, our O-line would get pushed a yard or two back.
Or not saying no names. Some certain tackles are just miss the block altogether. Somebody come too clean and on the goal line and tackle somebody 2 yards behind the line. Just crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, that name is no longer with us, so hopefully we don't have to see that again. But yeah, I definitely agree with you, Chris. But like back to your point, Romo. Yeah, it seems like we're gearing up to run. You too, Chris. You mentioned it too. Seems like this roster we're gearing up to run the ball, man. So, give me a thought. There's been a lot of talk about Alani Noah's performances. I want to get you guys' takes on Alani Noah because personally, I think he had a lot of growth last year. But
it was a little suspect at the very beginning, I felt like, but he definitely improved especially on the run on the run portion of it. He was all right in it was all uphill for him after that Michigan game, because I feel like the Michigan game was probably the whole offensive line's worst game ever, and then after that we pretty much were pretty solid when it came to the run game.
And so here's my thing on it. And with another year, the offensive line did get better. But what I'm interested to see is out of that 12 man, out of that 11 man, can they hold up on their own? Because we give the offensive line a lot of credit for growing last year, but we're failing to realize that the adjustments that USC made to assist them, to help them. So was it that these players developed and got better, or was it the change in scheme, us going to a lot of 11 and 12 man and leaving people in and having double tight ends to help them block? That's the question that needs to be answered, and it's kind of tricky because towards the second half of the season, after that Michigan game, when we start doing those things, that's when we start saying the offensive line is playing better. So is it that the offensive line developed and playing better, or is it due to leaving more people in to help them block?
Yeah.
And that's a tough question to answer until we see it on the field and
Right.
see how they hold up if we don't have double tight ends in and two running backs and things like that to be able to help them.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and I haven't been there spring, so I don't know. I mean, you guys have all the inside scoop. B. Jones promised me the offensive line is going to be fine. I don't know if he's still holding on to that with the Wingsfield situation, but that for me remains to be seen.
You know what, Chris? The reason why I said the offensive line was going to be fine because our schedule is set up for them to be able to gel by the time we get to the meat of our schedule. They should be good to go, regardless of who it is starting. It should be.
And here's another thing too that I think worked in our favor because normally I'm not a big fan. I know people can gel and practice and with the easier schedule, and then you get them in a situation where we're winning them big games. Do they tighten up and all that? Here's the difference I believe in this team from this year and last year, and nobody really thinks about it. If you think about it, we were a young team last year,
Absolutely.
right? If you tell me the struggles, like even if I didn't see no games and I didn't watch the games, and you told me the struggles that USC had with the mental mistakes, and losing close games, late turnovers, not being able to close out on deep and things like that. And my first question would be is it a young team?
Yep.
And if you look at our offense last year, we had two senior starters, right? On the entire offense. Everybody else was, redshirt sophomores, the offensive lineman that left to Oregon, he wasn't a senior, but he was like a redshirt junior. But we had our wide receivers with two sophomores. We had a quarterback that it was his first year starting. Right, he only had started one game previous from that. So we were a very young team playing in close games, and it's like we had to learn how to win. Right. If you look at the beginning of the season, the games that we were losing them close games, at the end of the year we start doing what? We start winning them, right? And that goes good going into this year. Though the roster has flipped some, the core and most of the people are still there and they've been through that, so they got the learning experience and the lessons. And they're a year older. They're gonna know what to expect when they're traveling on the road and they're going into these hostile situations, and they're gonna have belief, right? That okay, we were losing these games, but now we can win these games, right? The close game with Nebraska down the stretch, what they do going win. The close game with UCLA went down and won. The close game with Texas A&M. Them the game we were losing at the beginning of the year, right? We were losing them to Michigan. We were losing them to Minnesota. Those close tight games, and that's just a sign of a young team. And this year we're not young no more, right? We if you look at our offense and you look at around the Big Ten, for the most part, we probably have probably the most returning starters.
Yeah, we definitely got to be ranked up there. I haven't done the numbers myself, but I haven't checked the numbers, but we definitely should be ranked up there in the top half as far as returners.
Yeah.
Boy, it would be nice to get Wingfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, That's
I'm not.
him with John Reed in the middle of that line to have that experience. Even though they ain't been with the USC, he's already played in the Big Ten, so he has that that experience. He knows he's played in these stadiums already and just these teams and know what to expect. So that's the biggest thing. It's the experience we will be losing.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm not too worried about his eligibility. I think we'll be able to win this battle against the NCAA. The NCAA is pretty weak when it comes to
The courts, they always lose.
yeah.
But not to be the naysayer, and I think I told B this in a message. My only concern is I'm trying to, was it last year or the year before? I want to say it was the year before, maybe. The same situation was going on with the wide receiver in North Carolina. And they didn't give that kid his eligibility to like the eighth game, and he ended up tearing his ACL in his first game.
Yeah.
But that's wild.
Crazy.
But that's my only concern. If they linger this on out, they've lingered it this long, right? Like how you let this kid go through spring and all that other stuff, and you still it really doesn't make sense. But I just hope they don't linger it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how they play with these kids, man. Just by them lagging. Like this dude had entered the draft and decided not to, pursue the NFL to come back to college because he had all faith that he'd be eligible. So if you're gonna for waivers like that, man, it should be expedited. Decisions should be made soon. You know what I mean? Soon, more soon.
And it's not just him. It's a running back in South Carolina the same way. Practice all the way through the spring, all the other stuff, and he don't even know if he's eligible still. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it makes no sense. They should have a deadline by when they either grant them the extra year or not. Like it shouldn't be up to limbo. Well, am I going to play next year? Like you said, it makes no sense. You make them go through all this through the spring and whatnot, and even now, like what's to wait? Either you're gonna give them the approval or not. Just come up with the decision like by this week, if anything. Like there's no need to wait.
And it's crazy because if you put out a criteria, right, that needs to be met in order to get the waiver, I don't understand because he meets the criteria, right? So if you come out and you say, what I'm saying, if you pay, JUCO don't count against your eligibility, you play at least 1 year, you get another year. Like I don't understand. Like he meets all the criteria, so I don't understand what the hold up is.
It's USC, Christian, and the South Carolina running back. They just saw SC on there, so they probably thought it's the real USC. So we're gonna delay him. So that's what it comes down to, Christian.
That's fun.
But I might have to head out here shortly, fellas.
All right.
Me as well. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a show here. So definitely, it was a great show. So we really appreciate the 51 people that have been on the show watching. If you haven't, go ahead and like the video or like the stream and share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And
sorry to cut you off, but do not forget, the Centaurs are back for another season. 26 is out. So, guys, I'm sorry. Do we have a date when the season will start?
Yep, 8/5, August 5th.
All right, August 5th, man. So get your memberships in. $1.99 get you on the squad.
Yeah, we got 6 spots left. 6 starters.
6 left, man. So it's that starting spot. So get the membership in. $1.99 get you in the game, man.
And don't forget to order your chains for the season. They look nice. I'm gonna have to give Blakey Chen some props. They're 30. It's a great prop to have throughout the season.
Appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We should be back on Wednesday, but if not, we'll let you guys know. But until next time, guys, keep the torch burning bright and fight on.
Fight on.